Sorry.
That's all good.
That works. The cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha,
You can never
man.
go wrong with the cha-cha-cha.
Cool, man.
Howdy, friends. Obviously, telecasting to you from East Nashville,
And 335ing.
and 335ing, Gibsoning from East Nashville. I would like to introduce to you guys Young Tom.
Bonjour.
I'm not sure if you've ever met Young Tom before. Possibly. If you've been out to some live shows, you have. Tom's become a great friend, and his dad, and I've even met his grandfather. They're good old San Francisco guys, Bay Area guys,
Bay Area,
but
San
San Francisco proper. We
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
say the Bay Area means you don't live in San Francisco.
Right by the zoo.
Yeah. So Tom has been a great friend over the past 3 or so years, and I hope he's still having fun. The night is young. We've got the gig tonight at the Underdog. Tom has been through all kinds of different shit in Nashville here. He's been kind of through Belmont and the Blackbird Academy, learning how to do all kinds of, Pro Tools and audio engineering. And he also is a musician playing keyboards and guitars and bass. And he's 25 years old, so he's 20 years younger than I am, which is a little crazy. But you know how musicians are. We're all young at heart.
It's just a number, man.
It's just a number. But Tom has helped in a lot of ways. He helps kind of get me, at places on time, and helps with my gear and guitars and kind of tech and all this different stuff. And we just have a great time navigating through Nashville and beyond together. So
Yeah, man.
I wanted to introduce the world of my YouTube channel to Young Tom.
Yeah,
And
man.
much like myself, Tom is an unschooled musician, and so
That might be obvious if you.
we were just sitting here going through a couple of these little things on this rumba song, and we'll get into that in a second. But Tom, throughout these past 3 years,
Yeah.
I know I've learned a lot of shit. I mean, I'm
Oh.
constantly learning how to navigate my way through music and the music business, or whatever kind of business you want to call what we do, the guitar business.
Yeah.
And so, what have we learned? I was thinking, and we were riding around in the car earlier, and I was thinking of a couple things. But
Well,
what have we learned? I'll just get this started by saying two things. What I've learned is, always bring the small, always bring the big amp.
yeah.
Never bring the small amp.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else have we learned?
Well, yeah, that's like that's a good one. I think it's don't be an asshole. That's definitely
Don't be an asshole.
that's music
Don't be
101.
don't be an asshole unless you really have
Unless
to
the
be.
situation calls for it, but
It rarely ever does. Let somebody else be the asshole.
yeah, it's it's sit in the song if you're playing music, if you're mixing music, which is what I do, every Monday. It's, make sure everybody is heard as best as possible with what you've got, for those who haven't.
Which you don't have much to work with, I know, man.
For those who've been to, the underdog is what the underdog is. We love it, but but if there's
I'm at bandwise.
Oh,
bandwidth. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's man, as me and you have found out lately, just by going out and listening to different music in Nashville, some on purpose and some by accident. We went to this bar the other night after that did the Daniel Donato Christmas jam thing and played 2 songs, and then we got out of there and we went and picked up our lady. We picked up our lady friends and then went down to the Hermitage Hotel. Well, no, we wanted to go to the Union Station Hotel. Yeah. And they were having a private event, so we went across the street to the Grand Hyatt and went up to the rooftop. And so we were sitting there ordering some nice drinks and some food, and all of a sudden the dueling piano guys started at the bar, and they were great, but it was just so loud. They had no idea how loud they were, and it just kind of ruined the whole experience.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there going, man, it's amazing how you gotta be heard, but dynamics are just such a big part of it.
Yeah.
Even 2 guys sitting here playing a guitar, like if I can't hear every note that Tom's playing, I'm playing too loud. And so
vice versa. Same
thing. If you can't hear the singer, you're playing too loud. Like how many drummers have we heard in Nashville that have just
every gig
they start on 10 and there's nowhere to go. So I mean, dynamics alone are just such a huge thing.
I'll say the number one mixing thing that every guy who mixes in Nashville does when they first start doing is they mix only the kick drum, and we've seen this at every venue on Broadway.
Don't even get me started. Well, yeah, so I think they're just so used to mixing, either, country bands outdoors or big rock bands, and like you got to tell these guys, a lot of these guys, there are some amazing sound men that we get to work with in Nashville.
Yeah,
you're one of them. Monday nights you got dialed in great, but you got to mix to the style of music you're playing. Like if it's just because there's a kick drum there doesn't mean that you have to get that thing sounding like AC/DC. If it's a jazz band, you gotta mix it to the style of music. So
definitely.
That's a big thing too. But I was gonna mention, God, what else have we learned? I mean, I've learned a lot lately about all this stuff.
Mercedes-Benz are fine cars.
We've learned those. Those are fun.
Subarus are incredibly safe vehicles.
And Subarus are extremely safe. And if you don't think so, just ask them. They'll tell you. But yeah, I had a list of things that were going to be really funny that I'd thought of on the way over here. But things that we've learned together. Always bring the big amp.
Write down your T-shirt ideas because we forget them.
Always count the inventory.
Count the inventory
when you're doing merch. Yeah. Always count the inventory.
That's another hat. That's another hat that I wear.
There's just simple life lessons. Anyway, so just to get to this, and obviously we're just having fun here, friends. We got to go to the gig later. I've been kind of recovering from a little bit of a sinus thing. Everybody that we know on the planet has got the flu or some sort of cold. I guess it's just that time of year. That's just the world's way of telling us maybe that we need to slow down a little bit. I have no idea. But anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys, I was teaching somebody earlier, and we kind of got into this thing about triads, of course, and I wanted to, I'm not teaching young Tom anything here, but we've got middle-aged Tom, Uncle Larry, and we got young Tom Monfordini, a good Italian boy here. And so I wanted to just show you guys a couple little exercises that I've found to be really great to kind of take these big giant chords and kind of open those up into a way of looking at the triads. And so if I'm in the G shape, I've got 5, or the G chord E shape, I've got 5 shapes. I've got the open, I've got the closed E, I've got the D shape, C shape, A shape, G shape, then back up to square one. The above the 12th fret, I've got the same E shape, right? All G chords. But if I take those big chords and just play the triads, every chord doesn't have a triad on all three strings. So the C shape has a triad, a proper triad on all three strings. This G chord here, it has a triad here, here, and here, but this is just a power chord. So I've got my triad on the G, B, and E string. So if I take that triad and I play the next one, next proper triad is going to be the D shape. Then the next proper triad on G, B, and E strings is going to be out of the A shape, right?
Yeah.
So on that group of strings, I've only got 3 triads. So it really starts getting kind of dialed in a little bit. So.
Yeah.
And if you learn this in these 5 shapes, you learn them everywhere. You know them in all keys, they're just repeating. So this kind of helps me start kind of like being able to see it a little bit. So I'm taking just 3 strings at a time. So this pair, these three, D, G, and B, then A, D, G, then E, A, D. So just, we're focusing on groups of 3s, triads and groups of only 3 string sets at a time. So again, G, there's those, and then in every one of those triads you can build major, major 7, dominant 7, minor, major, major 7, dominant 7, minor,
Right.
major, minor, major 7, dominant 7. So if you apply that rule and really use your brain and get into it, all these chords, if it's a major chord that all that stuff's built on, there's only 3 notes in all these big shapes moving up the neck. There's only G, D, and B.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it, they're all, there's only those 3 notes in G in all these big giant G chords moving up the neck. They're just all repeating themselves and they're inverted. So now if I stay on those 3 strings and I just play my 1, 4, 5, if I just go G, C, D, G, C, D, G, C, D, G, right? So I'm playing the 1, 4, 5, G, C, and D, but I'm just staying with proper triads on that first group of 3 strings.
Right.
So what that does is that allows you to really start seeing, okay, well if I'm here, melodic playing out of the triads, I'm only on 3 strings. But these different inversions, you're targeting the root, 3rd, and 5th in each one of those triads, and so that's giving you different harmony and it's pulling to the chords in different ways.
Right.
So once you learn them up the neck like that, then learn them like here. You know, break it up to where you're not just getting in a rut of repetition. So something's going on with my amp or the cable or something. I don't know. Probably the cable. There we go. Let's see. Interesting. All right. Well, there you go. We'll get that fixed. Who knows what that could be. So then, so I might do this. I'll go 1, 4, 5, but not just up in that pattern. I'll do it. I'll break it up into this section. Or. So I'm going random, right?
Right.
And then you start.
Yeah.
There's all these little melodies and stuff in there. So
Yeah,
then I take those strings. Then I'm going to go to these 3. And I'm not giving Tom a lesson here. I'm trying to show you guys.
I'll take the free lesson though. It's fun. It's fun.
But then I go to this group. Okay, same chord, same shape, but I'm just compartmentalizing the triad. 1, 4, 5. Here's G, G, right? There's only 3, right? So then go to the next one. Do the same thing. It's really a great way to open this stuff up. Right? see how playing over chord changes, which I think is the coolest stuff,
Yeah.
especially over something like that, or you can go ahead and plug back in.
The Roomba.
It'll work.
They love it when our stuff doesn't work though.
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on with this thing, you know? And so here's a fun fact. So me and Tom are both playing out of this deluxe reverb because my Princeton's somewhere else, and my other one's in the shop. But so since he's got humbuckers, which are hotter than single coils, I've got him going into channel 2, which is a lower output. My pickups are quieter. I needed a little bit of a boost, so I went in channel 1. You can plug 2 guitars into one amp. It works, right? The reverb will still work, and there you go. So there's a little bit of that, but so if I was playing a song like this, if I'm playing something like Buck Dancers, where the solo section is this. So what that is just, all that is this. That's C, F, C, G, C, F, C, G, quick C, G, C.
Oh, you do that.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So the rhythm to that would be something like this. I'm gonna create more movement with the rhythm by going. Basically, I'm just moving that bass note around. But for something like that, where those chords are changing pretty fast, right? Right.
Yeah.
So when those chords are changing fast, I need to be moving along. I mean, I can play, you know. I can play pentatonic, and if I land on the right notes, it's going to sound okay.
Yeah.
But I really want to get into some cool stuff. So that kind of stuff where I'm really getting inside those triads.
Yeah.
That's really what's happening. So if I go, you know, all that is I'm just following those triads. But when you do these exercises, it really breaks it up and makes it follow the chord. Man, you can't spell that chord out faster than a damn arpeggio.
It's also cool knowing the kind of like the bass line and if you know those like kind of like calypso changes.
Yeah, and I was kind of showing you that a little bit earlier on the 1 to the 4. But hold on just a second.
Yeah,
so if I go, if I'm playing, oh, you're also chasing this. This is what's really going on. If you can get your head around this, you really be making some progress. It's really going. What's really happening there, even if the rhythm guitar player was playing C major, F major, C major, G major, that's fine. But what I'm playing, and what sounds cool, I think, is what you're insinuating with your lead playing is this: C, C7, F, F7, C7, G7, C, C7, F, F7, C, G7, C. So the rhythm is the chords are could be just major chords, but my playing is gonna or the lead guitar playing.
Yeah.
My lead playing is gonna be chasing this sound. And then when you start getting around that, then shit really starts opening up.
Yeah.
And then the rhythm becomes, instead of just this, you get the Latin flair by going. It's syncopated, right? So that's fun shit. And then I gotta steal something from Tom. So one of the things that we were playing with the other day, a couple Mondays ago, he comes over for the gig. and he's like, man, you got to hear this, and it's SpongeBob. And so I've stolen the lick because I love it so much. But the lick is over the first thing we played, just the 1 to the 5 was. That stuff is the coolest I've ever heard. It sounds like Hawaiian.
Yeah,
right?
That was the backing tracks of all of those SpongeBob videos. Was like,
I got to give Tom credit for that because it's the cool. I mean, that is the coolest stuff in the world. I mean, because those little harmonies, just going from the 1 to the 5, you end up with this, you know. Which is basically the different intervals of the root third and fifth.
Yeah.
It's giving you different perception of what that scale sounds like over G, and then what it sounds like it's doing its job over E7.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, D7. Where are you getting this? So that's your flat 7 of D. So you get the root. You get the third up to the 5th of G. Then you get the 5th to the flat 7 of D. Then the root to the 3rd. Then the 3rd to the 5th of D. Back to your G. So that's how you play around chord changes. It's the single notes you're playing only come to life when you put chords underneath them.
Yeah.
So really, it's like this. Sorry, I'm screwing this all up. Sorry. Here's G. Here's D. And then you're resolving right back. It's so cool how that works. And then that takes you into these exercises, which I don't know if I've shown any of these to Tom yet, but I've shown you guys a bunch. Just the 1 to 5 relationship. Because that's all that is. It's the same as this. It's so cool because it really hones in on the proper way of outlining this. It's really like, oh shit. So you start seeing and hearing those little 2 chord changes that are really getting inside the chords. Anyway, there's the little guitar stuff. Now,
no, it's cool, man. That's so cool.
And then I just wanted you guys to meet Young Tom. And if you come out to any gigs, you'll meet him in person. And
yeah. Come on out to the gigs. It's fun every Monday for the rest of forever.
And dude, I started working with Young Tom, and we didn't talk him into quitting Belmont, but he was ready to get out of there. And then he starts working with us and doing some stuff at the sessions and at the gig. And a couple weeks later, he's driving Billy Gibbons home at night. You know.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, nobody else at Belmont's doing that. I'm not taking any credit for that by any means, but. Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to Nashville, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we got some fun stuff coming up. We had a great time in New York, and I hope Tom's still having fun working with us.
Oh, so having fun, man.
It's sad to work with people that are younger than you because, you know, there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day when you come to me, and it's probably like going to be next week when you're going to go, dude, I just can't do this anymore. I've been having so much fun with it, but I can't do it. But we're going to try to keep you around as long as we can.
Yeah, man. Waiting for
we're friends.
Don't wait in anticipation. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, guys, thanks. We just wanted to do a fun little video before we head down to the Underdog. We're taking next week off for the holidays. Hope you guys have a great one. We'll probably see you in a couple of days. But anyway, keep it real. Thanks for everything. Again, Young Tom. Look forward to hearing from him in the future on all kinds of different projects. And then we'll see you guys real soon. All right. Thanks a bunch.
Yo. Bye.
All right.